Yo, Mr. Warmup, my name is Green, and in this video I'm going to do something special. I'm gonna be sharing with you the 6 things that low skill players do that the pro players stay away from. And you can follow this video and check box if you're doing some of these things or not, because the truth is, if you're not 100% happy with your current skill level in CSGO, then you are probably doing at least one of these things, if not several. This is not me trying to chat you or anything, this is me trying to help you realize some key things in your game that keep you from getting better. But before we do that, please consider hitting that subscribe button right underneath this video. Right there is that little bell symbol as well. If you click that, you can always get notified when I teach you the real stuff. The stuff you maybe don't want to hear, but you need to hear. Plus some really cool smokes and tricks and stuff, you know. Alright, let's get started. Number 1. Low skilled players do the following. They change their CSGO settings all the time. Literally the minute they notice they are underperforming, they feel like they have to change something or otherwise they can never get better. Oh, I gotta change my sensitivity because I've been feeling so slow lately, or I think it's my resolution that's holding me back. The player model seems so small. Let me change to 4:3 stretched resolution. Okay, I've been playing with this resolution for a couple of days, but you know what? I think the player models move too fast. Let me try something else. No, just stop. The result of this is that you never make any progress because you're keeping yourself on the ground zero. You never give yourself any chance to improve. If you look at the pro players like Tr1pl0 for example, who has been playing with the same resolution, same sensitivity for years now, you can see one of the reasons he became so good so fast. And yes, some pro players do change their settings from time to time, but they do it in a calculated way and keep it minimal, maybe 1 or 2 times per year. Alright, let's move on with number 2. Low skilled players simply waste their utility. CSGO matches rely heavily on your and your enemy team's economy. You may have really good aim and game sense and whatever, but if you don't have the money to buy the weapons you need, then you're still going to lose. So if you're spending tons of money each round on smokes, flashes, molotovs, and you just don't know how to properly use them and you waste most of them, then I have one question for you. Why do you hate your teammates so much that you want them to lose the game? But seriously, the next time you start throwing a flashbang, ask yourself, what purpose does this have? What specific reaction are you trying to get from the enemy by throwing this flashbang? If you cannot answer this question, then you probably shouldn't throw it and you can save it for later. Okay, continuing on, and this is something we see happening all the time, either in the match or even outside of the match on, I don't know, Reddit or Steam forums or chats, you know, etc. And that is blaming everyone and anything else but themselves. They're blaming their teammates, they're blaming that the enemy team is cheating, they're blaming bad FPS, bad ping or anything else. They're blaming everyone and everything else but themselves. What does that result in? It results in them throwing their hands in the air, staying in their comfort zone and saying, it's not even my fault I cannot get better, there's nothing I can do. This results in lack of action, and lack of action means that you will not improve your skills, which eventually means that your dreams of becoming a pro CSGO player or whatever your dreams are slowly fading away from you day by day. Another thing low skilled players do is they don't communicate with their teammates properly, or they don't communicate at all, which is even worse. If CSGO was a 1 versus 1 game, then there would be a lot more pro players, because you would have to rely only on your own skill. But it's not a 1 versus 1 game and you have to rely heavily on your teammates, which most people have no clue how to do effectively, and this is the reason why most people never reach the top tier level. Nowadays, every single player should always have a microphone. You can get a cheap but a working microphone for literally just $5, so if you don't have one yet, go get one immediately, because without it, you shouldn't even join a competitive match. Further on, if you learn how to communicate with your teammates properly, be a so-called therapist for your team who calms your teammates down when they're getting tilted, encourages them to play their 100% even if things aren't really going your way, and makes a few calls so your teammates won't randomly wander off and get themselves killed for no reason. You will notice your win rate skyrocket and you'll get your desired rank or level much faster. The 5th thing pro players never do but low skill players tend to do is they don't use the time limit to its full extent. Especially in the really low ranks, I've seen tons of players think that they need to rush to a bomb site as a T as soon as possible, plant that bomb and then the round is over. That's not how it works. In reality, they just rush to the bomb site, die in 10 seconds into the round and leave their teammates in a huge disadvantage. The round lasts for exactly 1 minute and 55 seconds, so you better use that time wisely. The objective is to win the round by either a bomb explosion or enemy team elimination. The objective is not to be the first person who reaches the bomb site, so keep that in mind. Alright, last but probably one of the biggest issues low skill players do, that you never see pro players do this. They give up before the game is over. We've all seen the guy who jumps into a match, loses the first 2 rounds and immediately decides that the game is lost, his teammates suck and blah 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 blah, excuses. The game isn't over until one team reaches 16 rounds. One of my favorite examples of pro players' mentality would be the match between Liquid and Mousesports in ESL Pro League 2019 semifinals on Nuke. Mousesports were down 2-13. We all saw that they were mentally exhausted, they were not in a place to come back, but then their coach kept reminding them to take this game 1 round at a time, no matter the end result. Just focus on the next round only and see how many rounds they can get, even if they lose. Mousesports then miraculously ended up tying the game 15-15. Unfortunately, they still lost the match in overtime, but this is the exact mental toughness you want to develop if you ever dream to reach high skill level. In conclusion, if you want to not just get better in CSGO, but actually dominate in the game, make sure you keep all those things in mind, because if you avoid making these mistakes, your results will literally skyrocket and you will reach your dream skill level so much faster. Also, share this video with your teammates and friends who play CSGO, because they need to know these things as well, so whenever you guys play together, you will have no issues winning the game. If you enjoyed this video and you want the best advice on how to get better in CSGO, not just some basic stuff everyone is already talking about, but the things you actually need to hear in order to get better, then you should watch my other videos as well. And if you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe as well. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. GG.